team of this project. So Lidia Lozovaya, welcome.
Yes, I will now give a more in-depth look into the project as the coordinator of the project on behalf of the Spirit and Letter Research and Publishing Association. You have already given the basic information of it, so I will concentrate on the main points. So indeed, the project is run by the Spirit and Letter Research and Publishing Association in cooperation with the Center for Nonviolent Communication and Reconciliation called Dignity Space, with the support of the Human Rights Fund of the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. The time frame of the project, next slide. The time frame of the project is from August of 2016 to November 2017. The main problem which the project addresses is the lack of trust, respect for dignity, understanding and cooperation in the Ukrainian society in general and in the communities of small towns in particular. So alienation between the power structures in those communities and the civil society, and alienation in between the different groups of those communities, which results in the amplification of tensions between different groups, especially in the context of the current war in the East. And then the problem is also the gap between civil society agents and religious organizations, which indeed enjoy a high level of credibility, but act, so to say, in parallel very often with the civil society agents. And then also another problem is the lack of the involvement of youth into dialogue initiatives. Next slide. So the target audiences of our projects are communities of small towns of Ukraine, and that means up to 300,000 residents in the town, including authorities, businesses, NGOs, religious organizations, and volunteers. And by religious organizations, we mean churches, different denominations, Christian organization, Muslim organization, Jewish organization, then NGO representatives, school teenagers, and IDP students and professors. Next slide. The goals of the project are to develop skills of mutual understanding, reach an agreement and cooperation among different groups in communities of small towns of Ukraine, with help of facilitated dialogue, to involve religious communities of small towns into dialogue with civil society and NGOs in particular, and to introduce teenagers and young people to dialogue culture and dialogue initiatives, especially students of internally displaced universities. The steps of our project are the following. We have already made some of them, and we are still expecting to get involved in the others. So in August of 2016, we had a 5-day school for teenagers, which we also called Dialogue in Action School, in which 30 children from different towns of Ukraine, aged 13, 17, participated. Then in September and in October, we had and we will have 2 schools for dialogue organizers for 60 participants, including representatives of NGOs and religious organizations. One was already in Odessa in September of 2016, and another one will happen in Rahiv next week. In November, we will select 10 locations and cases for dialogues, which will be proposed by the participants of those 2 schools. And we will then start facilitated dialogues in small towns. And the facilitated dialogues will happen from December 2016 until October 2017 in 2 sessions, with a few months interval between those 2 sessions. Because we have 10 locations and 2 dialogues in each of those locations, overall we will have 20 dialogue sessions plus 2 dialogues in the universities displaced from the occupied territories. And then we will analyze the results of and future steps of our project. Now I will say a few words about each of those initiatives. So, Dialog in Action School for Teenagers, which took place from August 8 to August 13, 2016. There were 30 teenagers from 13 to 17 years old from different towns in Ukraine. Many of them were from the east. And this school was organized with the in cooperation with the Junior or Minor Academy of Sciences in Ukraine and the Children of Hope Charitable Foundation, the presentation of which we heard yesterday, and also with the Heart and the Hand Pulse NGO. And because it was organized in cooperation with the Children of Hope Foundation, it included the children of the internally displaced families and of the ATO militaries. The school included modules in theory of conflict resolution, human rights, do not harm methodology, forum theater, art therapy and project management, and it was run by Katarina Grisko, who you saw yesterday, who yesterday ran the presentation and who is somewhere with us today here. The school created a very special space of trust, which we, the organizers ourselves, didn't expect to arise. So when I speak about modules in theory of conflict resolution, that sounds very profound, but probably more important in the school was to see how those teenagers, young people, feel unlistened, if such a word exists, and how much they need the dialogue themselves. So we not only had practical theoretical modules, but we had a lot of sharing, which I think made the whole school. Because without the space of trust, which miraculously arose in those 5 days, nothing of that, which is here, do not harm methodology, conflict resolution, would not work. And this school resulted in children's presentations in their schools about the project, about the school, and about dialogue, human rights and conflict resolution. They already sent us their reports, and we will, based on those reports, give them the certificates. Next slide. These are some of the pictures of the school. It took place in the outskirts of Kiev, in Pushcha-Voditsa, in one of the camps there. Then in September we had the first school for dialogue organizers for adults. Among ourselves, we distinguish between those schools as children's school and adult schools. So this was the first adult school. 30 local activists representing NGOs and religious communities participated there. And among the representatives of the religious communities, there were 8 participants, including a priest from Moscow Patriarchate, then later from Kiev Patriarchate, then we had a priest from a Greek Catholic Church, we had 2 participants from a community of the Roman Catholic Church, and we also had a representative of the spiritual administration of Muslims of Ukraine, Umma, and one representing Jews. And there we had more profound than in the children's schools trainings in nonviolent communication, in facilitated dialogue, in theory of conflicts and religious conflict, in particular, do not harm methodology and project management. And the NVC module, the nonviolent communication module, was run by an international NVC trainer from Denmark. Next slide. Yeah, it took place in a hotel in Odessa, and the trainings would start at 9 o'clock in the morning and end at 6 o'clock in the evening. So it was pretty intense, and you can imagine speaking about conflict, reconciliation, dialogue, 5 days in a row was a very graceful, but also very demanding experience because the participants came from very different backgrounds. There were those from the East who would not agree with those from the West, and there were kind of harsh discussions happening, but what was rewarding was that everyone tried to get involved as much as one could and really make steps towards each other. And the methods here really, you could feel how those methodologies actually work, and I will speak about them further in the presentation. This is a picture of interreligious dialogue happening during one of the breaks, coffee break. This is a priest from Voloby, a small town in Volyn, and this is a Orthodox priest. This is a Greek Catholic priest from Ternopil, and a Muslim representative of the Muslim administration of Ukraine. Next week we will have another School for Dialogue organizers in Rahim, where we also expect 30 participants. Among them there are 9 representatives of different denominations, and among them will be our Father Alexander Cherney, who is with us here. And this is an example of this intersection of the initiatives, of different initiatives of students that Research and Publishing Association. Next slide. Now a few words about the modules of which the schools consisted. Non-violent communication method, it opened our school. Each module took 1 or 1.5 days out of those 5 days in the school. The non-violent communication methodology method was developed by Marshall Rosenberg in early 1960s. It focuses on 3 aspects of communication: self-empathy, empathy, and honest self-expression. It is directed at understanding the universal human needs such as safety, trust, respect for one's dignity, justice, understanding, friendship, rather than focusing on judgments and opinions. And this focus on needs rather than objective truths expressed in subjective judgments was indeed for the participants a possible platform to discover the space of trust among them. So you cannot really have a dialogue when you have symmetrically opposed opinions and when you're filled with emotions. But if you focus on the needs, then suddenly you can discover that the needs which opposing parties have are the same and universal, and that can be the beginning of that humanity of which we here spoke during the conference. So this method offers a simple form, but a deep possibility for change. And here you see in the picture Carl Plesner, the international NBC trainer from Denmark, giving training in NBC on the examples of his trainings and facilitated dialogues between Maidan protesters and military background. He had preliminary sessions with each of the sides, and then he actually had facilitated dialogues between them, and that was an amazing experience, discovering those universal needs lying beyond the spoken opinions, outspoken opinions of those conflicting parties. Karl has been in Ukraine for 2 years, and the Center for Nonviolent Communication, which he represents, actually started in this world of Maidan as an attempt to at least make an effort for understanding peace and reconciliation, and gave amazing results. So the participants of those trainings later said that those trainings changed the attitude later to people. And in our situation of our school, it was especially important because we didn't have a Maidan protest, of course, but we still had people from different sides with different angles of views, all traumatized with the war in this or that sense. IDPs, there were IDPs, and also, for example, a wife of an ATO military serviceman. And of course, that was an urgent question. Next one, was the module on theory of conflict and religious conflict, which gave basic knowledge about conflict, what it is, how it begins and develops, what are the main barriers, what are the possible strategies of resolving conflicts on a theoretical level. It gave models of behavior in a conflict, and a special part was on religious, so-called religious conflict, and the main message of this part was that there is no religious conflict as such, but there is the usage of religion to fire the existing, mainly political conflicts. However, it also touched upon the question in what ways religion can be a peace-keeping force during the conflict and not only a devastating one. And we also looked for strategies for reconciliation at this point. Then, do not harm methodology. ТАТьяна, the second coordinator of this project, was herself a trainer in this methodology. Developed and applied in Bosnia and Herzegovina during the post-war situation. This is a methodology for understanding and dealing with conflicts, which gives analytical tools for deep understanding of conflicts and conflict resolution. It includes context analysis of the conflict, analysis of the connectors and dividers in the conflict, estimation of the role of external aid in that conflict, and it can be used both on the level of society and for your life, for your everyday life. And what is important is that I personally very well understood during those calls the difference between a conference and a training. So our school was called a school, but it consisted of trainings. We constantly had small groups and tasks and exercises, so the participants had to all the time communicate and try to find ways to hear each other, listen to each other, understand each other, speak and be heard. And the project management module, it was a half-a-day training on how to write project proposals, which in the context of the school was helpful for the participants to later write their proposals for the cases for dialogue that they themselves will organize. What is important is that during those two schools, we're not preparing the facilitators for dialogue because it is very difficult and it needs a lot of practice. We will have certified facilitators who will come to those 10 locations and actually conduct the dialogues, but we need people who are able to organize the dialogue, to find the sides of potential or ongoing conflict, talk to each of them, technically agree with each of them to be present, to come, find the privilege.
To bring these people together and to hear these dialogues that I think must sometimes be quite heated. One prejudice against the other, and then try to find, the human factor to realize this dialogue. So, congratulations. Thank you very much. I wish you success.
Thank you.
5 years to see if there's been any kind of measurable transformation.
Probably Tanya would like to.
It's another example of, you call it, American theory to trade diplomacy from different groups within different groups, and a third trade diplomacy with local opinion leaders inside the community or small towns. We will have 2 sessions in different months, and it will be like 1 or 2 meetings only, like short-term project. We will be monitoring and consulting them all those months of our project, and the hope is that we will take longer time for develop our project as well, because it will be just small good precedents in the local cities, and after that we can develop it, like to teach people in local communities how to communicate with each other, how they can believe each other, how they can create something together. And after that they can just share their experience, and when we have some positive results, we can share it with others from bigger cities, for example. Because we have a lot of trainings about dialogue and communication in big cities, but it's really not so simple to measure the results, like for example sitting here. But in small town, where religious leaders and civil leaders have a lot of trust, we will try to do the same. So like to create those positive examples and then share the experience. And we will keep in touch, we'll be in touch with the participants all the time.
And just to add to that, we have already applied to some other organizations to support those people in their work. Those are the most active during the schools and during the organization of dialogue in order not to leave them on their own, but to really monitor and support them as much as we can. They, after the end of school, they were saying how much they actually needed that. How much this culture of understanding, the skills of hearing and speaking in a way that one actually can be heard is what is needed in this situation. And of course, they also, when they were leaving, they say, "Oh, we hope you will continue with so much needed." So we have already applied at least to 2 foundations for other activities.
Недостаточно понял, но и среди тех составляющих модулей, которые вот были предложены в основном, не совсем понял, присутствовали такие именно просветительского порядка модули, скажем, для того, чтобы обучать стороны, участников, понимать причины, которые приводят к конфликтам. Потому что, понятно, что нужно решать задачу самого конфликта, то есть тренинг коммуникативного порядка, да, то есть помогать людям выстраивать линию коммуникации между конфликтующими сторонами, то есть в общем психологического плана тренинга. Но между тем, учитывается ли в ваших подходах то, что, скажем, причины, которые приводят к конфликтам, они находятся в очень глубоких плоскостях, исторических, там, этнокультурологических и так далее, которые, скажем, причины возникновения конфликта могут формироваться 100-150 лет, допустим, да, может быть и больше. И это один из методов именно просветительского порядка, то есть дойти до точки расхождения в истории, например, или в каком-то философском регистре, да, когда начинаются вообще эти противоречия. Вот. И здесь необходима просто вот очень такая достаточно глубокая теоретическая подготовка. Предполагается ли этот момент учитывать?
Thank you for your question. The question is about theory, methodology, not only like communicative skills. And that's why I will answer that we have, for example, another third day session which we mentioned about theory of conflict and about religious colored conflict as well. Because we have all the theory placement and we also have those practical communication with our participants to dig to the reasons, the deepest reasons of the conflict. And also in another fourth day of do no harm methodology, we give them a context analysis of every conflict so they can see different parts, different reasons, different needs in the conflict and to understand the whole picture of the conflict. And they already said to us, it was like dealing with them all the time in a dialogue with our participants as well. They said that it's really important for them to get that practical tool of analysis as well. So they can see both sides, or even 3 sides of conflict or 5 sides, to dig to the whole context, historical, ethnographical, religious, cultural conflict. And after that, they also have practical skills, how to begin the reconciliation, how to begin the dialogue with the other party, or how to begin changing in their minds as well, how to think about the conflict and how to understand and what will be the result of it, and how the conflict will be constructed as well.
The application stages.
So I'm Frans Hoppenbrouwer's Foundation Communicantes, dialogue between Church and East and West. If you want to know more about me, you look at the website of Communicantes. So about the project, I was involved in the preparation of the conflict. Sorry, That's nothing to do with me. I'm sorry. So I was involved in the preparation of the project, so we did the project writing together. I was a little bit, I have to be very honest, I was a little bit apprehensive at the start, so on paper things can look very nice, and well, then you just have to see how it will become in reality. So I already knew a little bit about the results, so at least I knew a little bit more about how the project would be developed. So I had good confidence in it. It looks good, I think. Nice thing is I see everything together now. I myself am involved in a project in which we, together with partners, we do a kind of overview of the NGO sector of Ukraine, aspects of thereof. And if I look at the main focuses of this research, which are dialogue in society, inclusion, and involvement of getting people involved in the civil society life. I think that if I look at the project now, it's right on the spot. So these three elements are there. It looks, these are, by the way, elements that were taken from research in Slovakia and Hungary. But if you transpose them to the Ukrainian context, I think it looks very well. I must say, if I look now at what has come out of it, or how the project is being developed, it really looks very adequate and good. I'm very sorry that I could not participate. I will be happy to participate in some conflict solving. I will not get involved because I just told you that I'm the origin of the conflict, so I should not get involved. It looks very interesting, very promising, I think, and well, good luck and keep going with the good work, I would say. So, to summarize, looking from the beginning of the paperwork, looking at how it was being planned and developed, well, I can only applaud you for the very good work you have done until now. So thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be involved. Thank you very much.